Good morning, it's Cassie from Fade In, Fade Out LLC in Dalton, Wisconsin, and it is time for a morning tarot reading straight from the shop. I'm getting started here today with the Spirit Animal Oracle cards. We're going to see what comes out for a spirit animal or animals, and then I will move ahead into the tarot spread itself and read through that. And then, if needed, at the end, I will grab a guidance card for clarification or solidification of the message that comes through. Today I have the spirit animal, the honeybee. This is a really pretty card. It says, Divine Feminine, you are being called on to rise. Ooh, that's a cool message. Very cool. Looks like I'm thinking this is earth and air energy here as well. All right. If you haven't watched these before, I do read for myself. These are self-led tarot readings. However, as a part of my journey, when I feel it's relevant, I do share these messages because we can always learn and grow from each other. So if you are here watching, thank you so much for watching. And I hope that you can receive something out of this today as well. Once again, only messages for the highest good are welcome in this time and space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, I've seen this card so many times. It's the Strength card. This particular Strength card is really, really pretty too. I really like it. I'll show it to you here in a second. Oh, wow. All right. I was getting even before I started this morning to read these all in the upright position. That's been happening to me sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn these all over and then we will get started. All right. So we start out the spread today with the Strength card. This is such a pretty, pretty card. I love the Steampunk Tarot deck, and I love, this is probably one of my favorite cards in the deck, not just because of the artwork, because I love what this card represents. So this woman here is tending to this beast. The lion could be considered a beast, right? And she's having a calm and patient approach to this beast. She could be afraid and fearful. She could run away. You know, he might be angry because she's trying to get something out of his paw here. And he could be, you know, irritated and agitated, because he's in pain. And so that could be a situation where somebody might be a little afraid of tending to this beast. But instead, she's approaching this with like a very calm and careful approach. And so they are having this moment here where they are having a moment of understanding, and this represents tending to the beast within and the beast in others. So I feel that, you know, Beauty and the Beast is coming to mind. It's come to mind before. If you think about Belle in that movie and, you know, her interactions and her relationship with the beast, you know, she does have an open heart and patience and understanding. And at a certain point, she ends up giving him sort of a harsh reality, and then he wakes up and realizes what he's been doing to her. And so this could represent tending to the beast and others. That's kind of coming through to me. But having a patience and understanding with this, because we all have these dark sides of ourselves. We all have demons. We all have, you know, flaws. We all have character flaws that cause us to sometimes act in ways that maybe aren't the best for us. But the relationship that's coming through here is one of patience and compassion and understanding. So having this awareness that everyone in the world, everyone on the planet, we're humans. We all have flaws. We all have things about us in ourselves and in others that we dislike, that we don't want to deal with always, or that really turn us off, right? And those things, though, are places where we can learn and grow from each other. And instead of fighting each other or ourselves on those pieces, we can approach those situations with compassion and love and kindness, and a want and a need to heal those parts of ourselves, or to be able to learn how to utilize them in a way that's more healthy. And this infinity loop here is at the at the top of the card here. It's kind of floating above these two, and this represents the symbiotic relationship. So as one of these parties heals, the other heals. And I think first and foremost, you focus on healing or working through the things that bother you about you. And I also want to mention that when we're interacting with other people, there's a truth in the saying that we are all mirrors for each other, because some of those things that you see in other people that irritate you and bother you and make you upset or frustrated or agitated are usually things that maybe you don't like in yourself. And sometimes we have a very hard time admitting that to ourselves, but there is some truth to that. So compassion towards all parts of the whole of people, the dark and the light at the same time, and the dark and the light in you. And if you can accept yourself fully and completely for all that you are, all the imperfections, all the flaws, then you are more able to freely and openly accept others. All right. The next row here has the Four of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So when we come to this awareness of the things that we want to fix in ourselves, or the things that we're like, yeah, maybe I should tweak that a little bit, or we're having a relationship where there's a lot of pain and a lot of things coming up, and we're like, it hurts a lot because we're becoming enlightened to the issues that exist in that relationship. The Four of Swords is here to indicate a time of reflection and peace. So this man here is resting, and he has these swords just hanging above his head and one by his side, and nothing's really happening here. He's just in kind of like a meditative and reflective state of mind. He's thinking about all of the things that have come and all of the things that are yet to be. This does seem sometimes like an impending doom here. We've got this time is about to run out. This raven is in the window here, and he's just waiting for the time to move again. And it doesn't have to be like an impending doom, though. It can be a more uplifting experience when we take this time away to reflect and to gain an awareness and understanding of the issues that exist within us or in others and relationships. This reflective time is a time where we can really come to an awful lot of realizations. And so what follows then is the Knight of Swords, and this is a very, very ready to kind of take action kind of individual. So the Knight of Swords is very, very prepared. She has all the things she needs to take flight. And the sword suit represents ideas, communication, and thoughts. So she's ready to take flight with her ideas, with her communication. So once this rest has occurred and this reflection has occurred, and we've kind of taken the time we need to identify the things within us or in relationships that need tending to, that need healing, we can get up and we can fly and we can communicate. We can think more openly and freely, because now we've got this clarity and this ready to act kind of energy. One thing I want to say with the Knight of Swords is if we move too fast, or if we're too, once we get this idea and we're like, oh, that's what needs to happen here, this is how I need to go about this, still trying to maintain some groundedness at that, or even connectedness with others, and talking through this with other people, sharing your ideas about the situation, might be helpful. um so not not I feel like not ignoring the other people that may be involved, or not ignoring your family or your support system. You want to have support, because this is only a night, so there's still some underdeveloped energy here, underdeveloped ideas, that may need um, some more work and hashing out of. So I feel here, especially with the Strength card coming through with tending to relationships, and taking the time to do this in a reflection, and then taking the time to really talk it through and communicate about it. Those are all really relevant pieces to the whole here, where we are trying to heal our relationship with ourselves and also with others at the same time. All right. The next row here is really cool. We've got the Ten of Pentacles, we've got the Eight of Pentacles, and the Lovers. So relationships coming through again here with the Lovers card. This is a symbiotic relationship. Both of these energies are contributing to the whole. There's divine influence here with the angel at the top of the card, and she has this halo above her head, and she's like got this divine inspiration that she's passing on to these two individuals. Now, this could be a relationship with yourself, with your divine guidance system. It could be a relationship with somebody else, a partner, a friend, a family member. It could even be a relationship with like a business or with your job. It is some sort of relationship through which you experience a symbiotic give and take, or you want to experience an equal give and take, type of energy. And because the Strength card here, it's showing that it's requiring some work, but this is what you desire. And I feel that both parties, or whoever's involved in this connection, are equally invested and want to equally nurture each other, so that they can each grow as individuals and together for the greater whole. We have in the center of the spread here the Eight of Pentacles. This requires a lot of work. It requires self-work, and it requires work with others. You can't just have one or the other. You need to take the time for yourself to figure out where you're at. You need to tend to your own beasts and your own wounds, but you also need to be willing to be open to and accepting of other people's. I just had, this is really, that makes sense for me right now. I just had this, I get it now. This is what this is about. And sharing your ideas and your communication, and being honest and open, and working really hard to identify what you need to feel safe, secure, and stable, and forging that for yourself. You don't need to expect anybody else to do that for you, but you can still have relationships that are nurturing and fulfilling, and you can gain an awful lot by doing this work, where you do this inner reflection, and you tend to these pieces of yourself, and these beasts and these demons within yourself and others, and tending to those and being aware of those. And then here's the Ten of Pentacles. This is like abundance at one of its highest forms. There's a whole family here. There's dogs. There's a couple here. And there's also this woman here kind of standing in the forefront here with a card, and it's like, this is destiny if all of the pieces of the whole here are willing to come together and work on this. So there's a lot here about self-work, but there's also a lot here about working with others, and it's a spiritual thing. It's a mental thing as well. It's about how you handle your thoughts, ideas, and communication with yourself and others. So how are you talking to yourself? How are you talking to others? How are you approaching others, or how are you approaching yourself? Especially when things are rough or painful or difficult. You know, the Strength card is here because this is a hard time. This is a difficult time for this lion. And having that care and compassion for yourself and for others at this time helps to create these symbiotic relationships, but it does require an awful lot of work, an awful lot of self-work, self-awareness, and time and patience. You need to take the time and patience with it. We have the Tower, the Star, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. There's a lot of people-y energies coming through here. So the Tower represents a striking new idea, a striking new realization, a change in circumstances, a change in seasons even. You know, this is some sort of unexpected, chaotic moment that really shakes you up to your core, and it causes you to reevaluate the structure that you built and maybe to consider building a new structure. Now, when we're talking about relationships and shadows and demons in ourselves and others, I feel that being shaken up and being like, oh my goodness, that is what is going on. Like having this sudden, whoa, like I get it now. Like, you know, when you're dealing with somebody in your life who maybe has really been challenging you and causing you to question yourself and your reality, because there's just so much, you know, you felt like you maybe knew them, and then all of a sudden a new piece comes into light and you're like, well, where did that come from? And then again with the mirrors and other people, it's something, if you don't like it, especially if it's something that you don't like or causes you to feel uncomfortable, you're like really not sure how to deal with it, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I've been doing that. Like this is the self-reflective work. It's like, what is it that is causing you to feel uncomfortable about others? Because it's probably something that's causing you to feel uncomfortable because it's something that you're not comfortable with in yourself. And the Tower moment, I think, represents that realization. Now we've got the Star card, which represents divine influence. Once again, we have this divine influence with the Lovers card, and you know, the sort of divine influence here with the Ten of Pentacles. And it's like, you're meant to go through these lessons and challenges and hardships. You're meant to feel all of these things. You're meant to look at all of these things. This is a part of your destiny. And you're not going to reach your you know, you're not going to be able to achieve your dreams and goals if you don't face this head on. That's really coming through here. And like this enlightenment, and there's like bright light. It's like a bright light bulb moment. And it's like, all of a sudden, it's like within a flash, like a flash of insight, a flash of an idea, and all of a sudden you're like, this is it. This is how I need to go about this. This is what I need to fix in myself. This is how I need to tend to this. This is how I need to care for this. The next two cards here are the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. I feel that being open to new ideas is really important here. Being open to new insights, new inspiration. The Queen of Pentacles is a pretty stable and solid individual. She's gained her status in the world, and she's pretty sure of herself and where she's at in her life, and she doesn't really question much. She just feels safe, secure, and stable, and she focuses on that. And she's also able to provide for others in terms of time, energy, and resources. She knows how to balance those out, and she feels very safe, secure, and stable, and she's emanating that. And so, you know, sometimes she can get a little stuck in her ways, though. She can be a little stubborn. She can be a little unwilling to move because, no, this has been working for me. This is what's been working for me, and this is how I've gotten to this point, and it's been working for me for so long. And what do you mean I have to think about things differently? I don't want to think about things differently. And this could be, you know, the issue that's coming up in a relationship is that somebody's not wanting to have an open mind here. And there needs to be care and compassion here. So with the Page of Swords, there's a new insight and a new inspiration coming here for you or someone else. And again, taking flight with a new idea and allowing it to take you somewhere new. And the page here isn't really concerned about where she's going or how she's going to get there. She really doesn't have a plan. She's just ready to take flight. And there's an awful lot you can learn from this energy when you just kind of let go of everything that you thought that you knew and allow a new insight to come to you. The final card that popped out here is the Six of Cups, and I feel that this is a repeat lesson is what's coming through here. So whatever this is about, whatever this situation is about, where there's like dealing with demons and other people and needing to take time to be self-reflective and figure out your needs and wants and aspirations and being able to communicate clearly about those with other people, and then having these light bulb moments and these flashes of inspiration and maybe a little bit of stubbornness here. You've been here before, you've experienced these emotions before, and there's something here for you to learn again, something new, and it reminds you of something in the past. It can remind you of something in the past, but there's a lot that we can gain from taking the experiences we've had previously, the emotions we've had previously, and stepping forward into a new light, a new reality. We are going to read the honeybee and see what it has to say. Air and earth energy, you are being called to rise. When I first asked the honeybee to sit with me, it showed me a beautiful pink rose, the symbol of the divine feminine. The bee was insistent that the rose featured on this card. That the rose was featured on this card. The rose works with the honeybee to activate your heart gently, to let the energetics of the bee's honey into your heart, to coat it with the love that you need. The honeybee moves from flower to flower, passing on its healing messages, a messenger of the plant world, leaving trails of light where it flies. They are so important in our ecosystems for much more than we understand in the physical earthly sense. The honeybee and relatives hold subtle vibrations by creating channels of energy for light to move through. They work closely with the elemental realms to bring the light onto our planet. They weave it through webs around our land. If you pull this card, you are asked to look at all the ways you let the light into yourself, your heart, your space. Shine a light on all that you see. Sending healing light is powerful and can be done simply by holding the person or place you want to heal in pure light. There is a multitude of higher vibration light hitting the earth that you can welcome in. The great wave of light that comes to each from 2020 onwards brings strength, embodiment, alignment, and empowerment. Welcome its light and the grand central sun Helios to shine down on you today. Let Mary Magdalene guide that light into the pink rose that is your heart. Wow, that was a really cool message. I've never gotten this card before. This was my first time, but what a beautiful, beautiful message, and very relevant, focusing on your heart and healing your heart, and also thereby healing others. When you heal yourself, you heal your entire ancestral line, and you also heal the people and environment around you as well. It's all vibrational, and it's very important work, and it requires work, and it requires awareness, and it requires an ability to be open to new perceptions and new ways of thinking. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see if there's anything else that needs to come through in this time and space for the highest good, harming none. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anything more about this healing light, these healing vibrations, heart center, shadow work, healing the self and others, anything else I need to know in this time and space for the highest good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Celebration popped out. I noticed there's flowers on this one too. There's something here about flowers. All right. There may be a party or a gathering coming up that you will be invited to or is in your honor. If it is an invite, say yes to going. If it is in your honor, enjoy it fully as it is long overdue. There can be a chance meeting at this gathering that can be very important to your life, so pay close attention to people that you meet at this time, along with your sense of familiarity. Say your prayers and affirmations before attending this gathering, and it may bring you what you have been praying for. There's also a chance that a special date holds a timing you are looking for. Super cool messages today. I really, really enjoyed this. There is a lot of relevancy here for me in my personal life. I hope you got something out of it as well. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.